For not beating the Cleveland Cavaliers for almost 2 years, the Chicago Bulls have knocked them off for the second time in 3 days. Let's get into it right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome back to Whole Lotta Bull. I'm Troy. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Troy. You can follow the show at Whole Lotta Bull. Before I get into the show, this post game show today, just want to, if you guys haven't already seen it, please go check out today's episode of Bulls Without Borders. Phil, Neil, myself were joined by the one and only, the voice of the Chicago Bulls, the PA announcer, also does like the Bears and other gigs as well. The one and only Tim Sinclair was great enough to join us this morning. Well, this morning my time. Chopped it up for almost an hour with Tim. Great to talk to Tim, and hopefully we'll get to do it again very, very soon. And it was a great episode this morning on Bulls Without Borders. So please, if you haven't already, please go check out that video on Bulls Without Borders. Subscribe to that channel as well and give it a like. Now on to today's game. Well, where has this come from the Chicago Bulls? So after not beating the Cleveland Cavaliers for almost 2 years, the Bulls have beaten them twice in 3 days. One at home also the other day in Chicago and today in Cleveland. Yes, they were still without Evan Mobley. Yes, they did not have Donovan Mitchell today due to illness. I don't care. The way that the Bulls had been playing for the previous month, this is still another big victory for the Chicago Bulls, and done with a very balanced attack from the Bulls lineup, led by both Nikola Vučević and Matas Buzelis, both with 24 points each. You know, Vucevic has his typical double-double, 24 and 15, couple assists in there. 2 blocks from Nikola Vučević, who for some reason thought he was Dikembe Mutombo and decided to give the old finger wave. Like, just settle down, Vuce. Like, don't get too excited. You're not Mount Mutombo. May he rest in peace, the great Dikembe Mutombo. We'll miss that dude forever. Now again, a great game from Matas Buzelis, 9 of 15 from the field. Did go 2 of 8 from beyond the arc. But I'm glad to see that he's not shy and getting up those 3-pointers. Now, obviously, we don't want Matas becoming the 3-point shot becoming his identity. Part of his game, absolutely. But no, it's great to see Matas getting aggressive. He did on the rebounds as well. 5 boards, 2 blocks, 2 steals in this game as well for Matas. Stayed out of foul trouble as well, which was great to see for Matas. Only the 2 fouls in this game. Speaking of Vucevic as well, so a decently efficient game for Vucevic. 11 and 20 from the field, 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. 2 assists as well, and you know, as per usual, he stays out of foul trouble, as typical with Vucevic because he doesn't guard anyone, so it's pretty hard to get in foul trouble if you don't guard anyone. Josh Giddey in this game, man, he got hot there. He finished with 17 points, 6 boards, 7 assists, only 2 turnovers for Josh today. So good to see that number down again. Again, going back to the last game against Cleveland, he did register 3 turnovers in that game. Like I said in the last video, that last one doesn't count because it was just running out the shot clock to run out the final seconds of the game. So that one doesn't count as far as I'm concerned. He goes 7 of 15 from the field today, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. Josh Giddey has been feeling it from beyond the arc of these last couple of games against Cleveland. That's 8 3-pointers in 2 games from Josh Giddey. Now, everyone knows I'm the one of the biggest Josh Giddey guys. Shout out to Phil. He's been one of Josh Giddey's biggest supporters since we got Josh. Even I can say Josh Giddey's 3-point shooting has gone above and beyond my hopes and expectations for where he would get to. Never did I think that he would be becoming a consistent 40% 3-point shooter. Hoping around that, 37, 38% mark, I would have been very happy with if he could just stay around that percentage. But to be shooting 40 plus percent from beyond the arc, like Josh Giddey. Now, a lot of people are still going to say, yes, he doesn't get like they're not respecting his jump shot. He's not a his own shot off the dribble, that kind of guy. I don't care in what manner Josh Giddey is taking his threes. He's averaging a career high, was it 4.5 to 5 attempts per game and hitting them at over a 40% clip. The man can shoot the fucking basketball. All right, let's just be clear here. Is he going to be a Steph Curry in terms of creation or like the Damian Lillards and guys who can create their own 3-point shots? No. And guess what? We don't need him to be that. All right, let's just be real. We don't need Josh Giddey to be one who's going to break a guy down off the dribble and create his own 3-point shot. I don't care if all of his shots come off of pulling up on a fast break because the defense is sagged off or he's getting wide, getting his 3-point attempts off of assists being wide, being created because he's left it, the like Coby White, for example, just driving to the basket, his gravity pulls in the defense, Kobe kicks it out, hits Josh for the open three. I don't care what manner Josh is getting his 3-point shots, as long as he keeps going at the sufficient rate, which if you're gonna hate on Josh Giddey because that's how he gets his threes, then that's a you problem, not a Josh Giddey problem. Plain and simple. People are just gonna find stupid, pathetic reasons to knock on Josh Giddey because they got a personal vendetta against the guy because they don't like his long wavy hair or he looks clunky in the way he plays the game. He's not fluid and he's not flashy and spectacular. The guy gets the fucking job done. So enjoy it, embrace it. Josh Giddey, man, should be an all-star this year. He is playing at an all-star level. He has all year. Now, yes, do the Bulls need to get back up to that 500 and beyond for him to probably really make it? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But him in a vacuum, he is absolutely playing at an all-star level. There's no denying it. And if he gets to the all-star game, regardless of the format, he damn well deserves it. Now, again, shout out to Tre Jones for a second consecutive game, had a big, big game off the bench for the Chicago Bulls. Doesn't get the double-double in the game like he did yesterday or the other game with 11 points, 11 rebounds, but does have 16 points and 6 assists off the bench, 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. And get this, Tre Jones, who is a sub 30% shooter, goes 2 for 2 from beyond the arc in this game. Shout out, Tre. Well done. Good to see those 3-pointers going down. Now, as he is a pesky defender, he gets those 2 steals. He caused an offensive foul on, was it Jalen Tyson, in this game as well. Just by being a pest, made Jalen Tyson just like literally push him off right in front of the referee. Offensive foul. Thank you. We're going the other way. Now, obviously, Billy Donovan again is still rolling with this double big lineup. So that is good to see that Billy has continued. He's seen it is working. And this was a conversation that has been said on Twitter. I know it's been said in the comments with Hayes on Chicago Ball Central. It's funny how people talk about the double big lineup in today's basketball, where it's just going back to the good old days of the the 70s, 80s, 90s, even the early 2000s. This was just how it was. Big guys at your power forward and center positions. You don't have back then. You weren't having a 6'5" guard half the time playing your power forward. They'll find Matas Buzelis, our starting power forward, is 6'10". So, but Matas is more of a natural small forward. That's his comfort position of comfort. It's what his game style is better suited to. So and that's where Matas should be playing. He should be playing as a 3. Now, obviously, with Isaac Okoro in the starting lineup, Matas will remain at that power forward position, but at the end of the day, 2 bigs, Vucevic, whether it's regardless of the combination of it's Vooch, Collins, and Jalen Smith, 2 out of those 3 on the court, that's just traditional basketball back in the good old days. And, again, like, Zach Collins in this game, 13 points off the bench, 4 of 5. We get Kevin Huerter off the bench as well with 14 points. I'd assume back from a few games with the double thumb sprain. Like Hayes said, hope she's okay. It's one of Hayes' jokes. I'm just rolling with it. But 8 points in his first game back, 2 or 5 from beyond the arc, 3-7 overall. Who else we got? Jalen Smith only plays 15 minutes, but 4 points, 4 rebounds. Already mentioned Tre. Isaac Okoro in this game. Now, the box score doesn't look great for Isaac Okoro. 3 points in 19.5 minutes, 2 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. And no assists in this game. So, Isaac Okoro, again, is one of those players who I'm going to say the box score doesn't tell the story about how this guy plays the game. This is a guy he's going to bring you energy and effort, be a defensive menace. If he takes his shots, cool. If he registers steals and blocks, cool, that's great. You've all heard me say before that registering a block or a steal doesn't mean you're a great like you've done a good job defensively. That's just the result of good defense. You can be I've said this on the last episode. You can be the best defender on the floor without registering a single block or a steal. That's just facts of the game. But Isaac Okoro was a menace in this game defensively. So it's been great to see Isaac Okoro back on the court. Now, having Okoro back on the floor, Tre Jones, Iodosumu, all these guys back on the team and on the floor together has clearly shown what a massive issue was for this team during that rough stretch. Now, I did mention that injuries have played a part of it. Yes, those guys were missing time, being out hurt. But when your 3 best defenders are all out of the game at the same time, yeah, shit's gonna happen. It's gonna look really, really bad. Obviously, this is the NBA. You do require the rest of these guys to stand up. But when your 3 best defenders are all out injured at the same time, yeah, shit's gonna look really bad. So now that these guys are back, we've got a full roster with the exception of Noah Rasenge, who's out for the rest of the season, but he played 6 minutes in his appearances this season anyway. So in a way, he doesn't even really count towards what was considered a full healthy roster. Now that everyone's back, let's see, and so let's hope, fingers crossed, no more injuries and no more anything that's going to cost anyone a huge amount of time or multiple injuries at the same time. Let's hope we stay away from that again. Let's see if this team starts to get back in the flow and how we were playing in those first, 6, 7 games of the season where we've seen it these last 2 games. The ball is moving, the players are moving off the ball, the defense and the intensity defensively has stepped up. And it looks like they are back to playing how they were in those first couple of weeks of the season. Let's see if that continues. Now, again in this game, as we expect, Juwan Carter, DMP, who cares? But again, interesting to see that Dalen Terry and Julian Phillips, both DMP's coaches' decisions in this game, and Patrick Williams only plays 4 minutes and 53 seconds, all coming in the second quarter. Didn't play in the first quarter at all. Doesn't play the second half in this game. Only gets up 1 shot, has 1 assist. Donuts for the rest of the stat line. So now I know there's some people saying, well, Patrick Williams should have been in this game because he would have provided an impact. Like, especially during when that Cleveland made their run. Now, big shout out to the Bulls. When Cleveland made that run, they didn't fold. They took the hit and they punched back. During that stretch, Patrick Williams, I'm sorry, was not saving the Bulls from that run. In fact, the Bulls saved themselves by the players who they had already on the court and getting back to what they were doing. And Cleveland is a prideful team. And let's be real, they're an NBA team. They were always going to make a run at some point. Now, fine, you can say, well, that run was their 11-0 start to start the game. Sure, no worries. But guess what? When you still got Darius Garland out there and Jarrett Allen, they're gonna make another run, especially when they got down by 14 points themselves. But kudos to the Bulls. They took the punch and they punched back hard to come away with another great victory. What was the final score in this one? 136 to 125. So two consecutive double-digit victories over the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a fun game overall. Great to see that the Bulls. Now let's just hope it maintains. I got two away games against the Atlanta Hawks coming up. I'd assume he gets to see his son Tre Young again. Um, Not sure on the injury report at the moment for the Atlanta Hawks. No, Jalen Johnson has been absolutely balling out. I think he had 4 consecutive games with triple doubles. So it's going to be those two games are going to be a real good test going for the Bulls into Christmas. And Josh Giddey gets to see his best mate Dyson Daniels, and hopefully Josh can win another battle of the Aussies. He did today against Tyrese Proctor and Luke Travers. Now being just the Aussie homer for a minute, shout out to Tyrese Proctor. While I didn't get to see him as a junior player because he was in New South Wales, I'm in South Australia. The things I did get to see about this kid is like, damn, this kid was good, and then watching him occasionally at Duke, I'm like, oh yeah, he's solid little player, but man, the kid's got a future ahead of him. So shout out to Tyrese Proctor. Maybe one day we'll see him representing the Boomers at the World Cup and Olympic stage. But that's going to do it for this episode, Whole Lotta Bull. Yeah, I'm just happy to see this Bulls team playing like they actually look like they give a shit again. That's what I've been wanting. Just play like you give a damn, and it's resulting in some good basketball again. So great to see. Let's hope it continues. As I mentioned at the start of the show, if you haven't already, go check out Balls Without Borders from this morning with Tim Sinclair. Shout out to Neil for hooking that up for us. And hopefully we got some more great guests coming up in the future. With episodes coming up, it is now going to be a weekly show. So it's either going to be every um, in Australian days in Australian time zone. It's going to be every Saturday or Sunday morning. It'll be one of the two. So we're looking forward to see who we have on next week. So join us on Balls Without Borders next week. Just to see who joins us then. But as far as Whole Lot of Ball, that's it for today. I'm out of here. Gonna go enjoy a brew. And don't forget, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Troy. Follow the show at Whole Lot of Bull. So until next time, Bulls fans, see red, be good. See you later.